this is Tracy from Esther 414 Ministries with something to think about. We are going to be talking about getting a great breakthrough in your life. We're going to be in Matthew chapter 8 verse 34, but let me catch you up to speed about what's going on here, okay? Jesus was going across different countries, different territories, and he came across this one territory, and there was a guy that was in these caverns, okay? And he was possessed by demons. Demons, yes, S on that, okay? A legion was in him, as a matter of fact. And Jesus cast out the demons, but the demon said, "Would you cast us into this herd of pigs up there?" So he says, yeah. So they go into the herd of pigs. The pigs go running off this cliff and they all die in the ocean. So the people see this of that territory, that area, and they run out to the town to tell everybody what's happened. Now, what would you think would happen next? Everybody's excited. They want to come and they want to see Jesus and they want to be healed too, right? Well, listen to the story, okay? This is Matthew chapter 8, verse 34, and it says this. Then the entire town came out to meet Jesus, but they begged him to go away and leave them alone. I remember the first time I read this story, I was like, what? What in the world? Why would they do that? I mean, wouldn't you want a miracle in your life? Well, that's what you would think. But sometimes in our own lives, we so like the normal, what we think is normal. We want to give a hold of that because we don't want to get something that's kind of uncertain, that we don't like. Let me give you a kind of an example, okay? It's a rough example, but I kind of like it, all right? It happened to us today. My husband and I were trying to fix the sink, and neither one of us are plumbers, so okay, that went real well. But no, all right, the sink, the little sprayer on the sink was broken, and so the faucet wasn't going to work, and it was like da 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 da, and then there's spraying and everything like this, and the sink is so old, all right, that it's pretty difficult to find the part that you need. So my husband, you know, the man that he is, trudging off, I can do this, I am bound and determined. So he goes out there, he goes to not one store, but two stores to get the parts, because we tried the first one, and the guy's like, well, you know what, my husband had taken a picture of the part that he needed, and the guy at the store is just kind of like, well, you know, this doesn't look real familiar, but I'll tell you what, this should work. I'm telling you what, you try this, not a problem. You should be able to fix it, and you're on your way. And then my husband, you know, being Mr. Okay, I want to cross every T and dot every I, can I return this if it doesn't work? And he's like, yes, of course you can. So he brings it home, he tries it out, and I mean, it's just, I feel so bad for him. I was like, now honey, do you need me to read a few directions to you? He's just like, no, I got this. Okay. Like, okay, you know, he's like, okay, let me try this other thing. And he's trying each of these little parts. The parts aren't really working. They're not really lining up. I'm like, again, because it's an old faucet and sprayer, okay? So he comes to the determination, okay, this part's not going to work, so maybe I can get another part to go along with this part and it will work. So he goes running out to the store again, and now this time he picks up, let's try the sprayer this time, okay? So he brings that back, and now we're trying to get that thing all rigged up, and he goes, okay, turn the faucet on really, really slow, and as I turn it on, all this water just comes blowing out the bottom of the sink. I mean, it's a fiasco, okay, to say the least. It's just like, this is not working. He finally came to that deduction. This is not going to work. You know what we're going to have to do? We're just going to have to get a whole brand new fixture in there. We're going to not only need the sprayer and the hose and the thing, we're going to actually need the sink part that, you know, and he's like, you know what I just spent on that, I can pick up a cheap one, you know, and just get the whole thing on there, you know, forget about trying to replace exactly that thing on there. But here's where my example is going, okay? A lot of times in our own lives, we're kind of acting like the sink, okay? We like kind of the way we are, and we don't want to be fixed. No, this is not going to work, and I don't want that. And God is trying to come along, and He's trying to do these wonderful things. He's trying to give us that breakthrough, but we are so bound and determined and so set in our normal way. We like the things the way they are right now. I just don't want to be fixed. But he wants to come along and he wants to get you a whole brand new fixture. He doesn't want to go cheap like we were going to go in the sink. He wants to get you the top of the line faucet with sprayer, the whole 9 yards, and where the thing comes out like this. I mean, he wants to do a brand new thing in your life, and you're kind of giving him a little bit of pushback. What you need to do is just release it to the Lord and say, Lord, I am so sorry for fighting against you. Please help me. Please open my eyes to those wonderful new things you want to do in my life and help me to move forward with you. I do want to be blessed by you, Lord. Please help me. Please help me to be blessed by you and to receive that as well. Now, back to our story in Matthew chapter 8. See, the people, they didn't want change in their life. They were scared when they saw what had happened, how the pigs, they were all dead, and the guys, he's completely different, he doesn't have those demons in him anymore. They were just like, and they wanted to go on, get out. We don't want that. They were frightened. They were scared because it wasn't their normal. It was change. It was different. Sometimes we do that in our own lives, or we know people who do this, and they're scared of change, or they want to keep things the way things are, and they want to push Jesus away. They want to push Jesus out of their life. But you don't want to do that. This is the type of change that you really do want. You want Jesus to come into your life. You want Jesus to make those changes in your life so you can have those breakthroughs, so you can walk down the right paths, so you can be blessed by Him. So you allow God to make those changes in your life and then watch the victories that happen for you in your own life. Well, this has been Tracy from Esther 414 Ministries with something to think about.